Hello, hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm excited to see you guys out there. Hello from Italy. Hello from Maine. So I'm in Maine, as many of you know. So today's live stream is Let's Get Splattered. I hear frequently that folks are a little intimidated by splatter. Hello, UK. Hello, New York. Hello, Texas. Um, hello, everybody. And yes, thank you for sharing. The amazing Mary is behind the scenes today. She will be putting in all those links for you guys. If there's something you're like, I have got to check this out. Now, a couple of my items I think are and the celestial paper pack. However, make sure you click notify when available if that's something you want to check out. So hi from Massachusetts. Hello, San Francisco. Hello. So we're going to go over and look at some of the splatter options. And I, unfortunately, sorry, Mary, I have a surprise splatter option. So it's a surprise link. I try to put them all. Go down. Let's switch over and let's get going to our projects. We have one made and the other one, we're going to fly. This is Crafty Adventures with Bridget. We have to adventure, correct? I'm frozen. Am I now? Is it better? My video is not in sync. Okay. And see if this is better. Yes, it hitches for a second when I switch from my face camera down to my hand camera. So hopefully this has switched out and hopefully I'm in better position. Yes, it's still bad. Sound is really off both here and on Facebook. I'm not sure why that is. Let's see. Yeah. Nope. Okay. So I'm just going to go. On my end, everything looks good and falls correctly. So hello from New Jersey. So I'm going to go. Hopefully it will switch. Hopefully it will switch back. I'm not sure why there's a glitch. Okay. So what we're going to be working with today, I picked the Stellar set because we're going to be working kind of galaxy and splatter. So I picked it for this. I'm not sure which planet it is. And then the celestial paper pack. Audio is cutting in and out. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm not sure why the audio is not working. Try that again. Is that okay? I'm not sure why it's frozen. Everything is going for me. Okay. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Okay. When I go on, I'm seeing I'm live on now and it's showing me with my hands. I'm not sure what's happening. Okay. Yeah, I see that you guys are saying that. I see that you're saying that it's frozen. I don't see my cat frozen on screen when I go onto Facebook. I see something different. Okay. I'm wondering, let me try logging out and logging back in and see if that changes it. Hopefully that's, I don't know if it's going to let me. Let me see. All right. Let's try this. Let's try another. All right. Let's see if this helps. Okay. Is there any difference? Can you guys see it better? Okay. So let me see. Let me go for a minute and see if that worked. I changed a setting. I was just holding my hand. So I was holding my hand. It's just the video. Okay. I'm not sure what is happening. Okay. I'm going to go through and hope better. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. So we're going to work with the stellar set. And my apologies out to you. I don't know why it was doing that. I'm glad it's better. Okay. So we got the stellar set. We got the celestial paper pack, which is older but super fun. We've got the splatter stencil, controlled splatter. Woohoo! And then this was the wild card, Mary. I didn't have this on my list. The stone mosaic. As I was pulling out my stellar set, I noticed this, and look at all these wonderful little splatters that you could put on your project. So we probably won't use this one today because we have the hot foil plate, the splatter hot foil plate we're going to work with, and we have the splatter stencil that we're going to work with. So I think that we are not going to use the stone mosaic, but you know what? It's a crafty adventure. You never know what we're going to use. So let me put this fella, which nice looking fella. It's got the nice splatter, and you'll notice the difference. This is why I like them both, because this one has some real like swoosh splatter marks, kind of like you dragged your dabber through there. So I like that both of them have a different look. So that's one great thing. You know, they kind of go together and they're good buds. So let's get him all nice and toasty on the foiling machine, which has been warming up. I feel like one of those cooking shows today. I feel so special. I almost did one so I could pull it out. You know how like they make one and they put it in the oven and they pull it out? So I almost did that. Hello, Teresa. Thank you for joining us. So this was the cards that I did this morning. And I just wanted to show you. My little ring didn't come out perfect, but I kind of love it. I kind of love it. So Emery had actually sat on it before I had a chance to heat set it, but it came out terrific. So this is the first project we're going to make. And the second project, you know, we'll see. I love to have a crafty time with you guys and have you guys let me know what you want to craft with. So on here, we're going to do this. We're going to have you guys pick. So get ready to choose. I'm going to put down 2 papers and we will, I did that one before. I'm trying to pick ones I haven't done. Okay, I haven't done that one. So we got that bluish, or I did that one this morning. Oh, this is a brighter version of what I did this morning. So the one that I did this morning with the rainbow foil was this kind of lighter. So this is a little bit brighter. So do we want the one on the right? This one is the right. So we want blue or rainbow. And we're going to be doing the rainbow foil on top of it if that makes a difference. Yes, there is the Galaxy washi tape as well. That's nice. But for splatters, there is also Cosmic Berry and Navy splatter washi as well that you can do some fun things with. So see, you can get all splattered looks and you're not going to have to worry about getting all wet or gooey or your space messy. These are ways that you can make it look like you did, but you didn't. So, all right, I have 2 for the left. So we're going to go with the left because I only got 1 for the blue. But Connie, I love me some blue as well. Blue, blue, blue. Everything is blue. My shirt today is blue. I love blue. My school colors are now blue. Blue, blue, blue. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so when I hot foil, and my machine is going to be a scooch out of the camera here because I had to have all my lights plugged in and it was just, oh, look at that one too. That one would be pretty. That would be pretty too. All right, but we're going to go with this one because we voted. All right, and like I did this morning, I forgot to put the hot foil on. And then I hot foiled, or I didn't hot foil, but I got foil all over my stamp set. So that's fun to take off stamps. Oh, you guys. All right. Yeah, and I don't know. The papers are so gorgeous. They are so gorgeous. So yeah, check those out. Put to get notified because I believe it is sold out, but it's, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I stocked up on a couple packs when it came out. So, and I don't use it all the time, but every time I do, it's one of those things you fall in love. So it's just wonderful. Yeah, and I'm not sure what's going on today. I don't know if it's the Facebook, YouTube, because everything of mine is consistently the same and everything's been restarted, including the internet. It's a good idea to restart your internet like once a week, let it refresh, get its bearings again. My TV tells me it doesn't like the internet, but that's okay. So yeah, all right, so this is going, and I just want to make sure it's good to go there. All right, a little light went off, and I use the Go Press Foil. I really like it. It goes through the Spellbinders machine. A couple of other friends at Altenew used it and just love it. Dies for the Planet stamp set. Do you mean, which one are you talking about, Dorothy? I don't know, because there's also Splatter Constellations. That one's kind of cool too. That you can still, the constellations look splattery, and look how cool this looks on the back of the paper. I showed this in my mixed media blog post, that when you do this, it looks super cool on the back. Isn't that cool? So it could be another. All right, so we're gonna pull this out. Woo! And I had too much foil. Yeah, Dorothy, if you can let me know which Planet stamp set you're talking about, I would love to know which one. So here we go. So it looks pretty there, but look at that back. It's like imprinted. So you can see it in real life. It looks really super cool. All right, so ta-da! We need some magic music. So, and then if you have a flat plate, you can put that on there and get a whole covering. So we're going to save that, because we love to save things here. All right, so we have this. So now we're going to go ahead, and of course, if we're doing base, you have to have Martian terrain, right? Right? And this is a perfect project to get out all these little bits and bobs that, you know, you have kind of laying around, and you're like, I can't throw it out, but am I going to use it? Perfect set for that. The space travel. Oh, yes, that one. I've hand cut those myself. That would be a nice one to have some dies for. But I practiced. I practiced my fussy cutting with that one. So I was so proud of myself when I got to the end as well. So I'm going to do Canyon Clay, and I'm going to show you two different, and we can use them both. I'm going to show you two different setups here. So we're going to use Canyon Clay, and then on this one, I used Canyon Clay and Burnt Red. So we're going to use, and I didn't treat with my stamp conditioner, but that's okay. And it's a planet, you know, so it's a planet. It's not going to be perfect, so I should have used my stamp conditioner eraser because it's a solid image. So you want to keep that in mind. That's one of those, like our parents used to say, do as I say, not as I do. I know, fussy cutting, I know, but I'm trying to work on it because, you know, it's one of those, it's a great skill to have, but unfortunately you can't get better unless you do it. You know, those skills that you're like, oh man. So yeah. All right. So I don't know why I put that away, because we're going to do one in Burnt Red. Okay. And then the other one, and I'm doing Lydia here, I'm just throwing it to the side, not cleaned. So this one I did Burnt Red and Burnt Red. It's very subtle, but in real life, you can notice the difference, and you could double stamp it. So if you have limited inks, you can still get some really, really cool looks. Okay, and so because I did not remember really, I'll give you guys credit for it. So, all right, I'm going to do this. Okay, and then, all right, and this one. So what I do is I go off. So you might see my noggin, a scotch. I go off so I can see the white of my paper, and then I go back. And 9 times out of 10, you know, it's pretty good. I know this color, isn't it? This whole family is, oh, I try to stop using it because it's one of those that I use so often. It's like, oh, I gotta move on. That's like the Nature's Wonders, those greens. Oh my gosh, I gotta stop using them. All right, so the canyon clay. So this was canyon clay the first round. And then we're gonna go in again with the canyon clay. And again, excuse if my noggin gets in there, but I go off the image and slide back in. Oh my gosh, you guys are so sweet. You guys rock too there. Hello, everyone. So it's very subtle, and I like that. And remember, the ink is going to dry. It is quick dry, not instant dry. So this will fade back, and I do like that. However, if you wanted to, you could go again. Now let's see if I can line this up without really putting my noggin in the way. And if I'm off, it's okay. Again, it's a planet, you know, so it's kind of, well, yeah, it's off. So my planet's a little blurry, but that's okay. But you can see the different color, and that's one ink pad. So how cool is that? And if you have a hard time lining these up, I'll show you another trick. So we'll stamp with canyon clay first. Okay, so we'll stamp that down. And then we will come in with, because this is supposed to be darker, quote unquote, supposed to be. I always put quotes because this is crafting. This is where we create the world we want. So there's really no supposed to be in this. So I'm going to take Pastel Sunrise, if I can find my, there it is. Pastel Sunrise now. And I got my little eraser out. The problem is Emery loves to eat these and chase these. So I don't keep it on my desk. I keep it in my drawer so she doesn't take them. And then I forget because I'd be absent-minded. So now we're going to come over and see how you have that darker line that you're following. So we can come in so you guys can see better. So you get that darker line, just line the edge of your stamp up and go in over it. And if this isn't dark enough, again, you can go in a second time. But see how easy that was to line up because you have your dark already. And this works with flowers too, you guys. So if you have one that's just tricky for you, and it can be anyone, we all have different tricky stamp sets, you know, that you look at it and you're like, oh, you know, I watched so-and-so and they just pop that right down there. How do they do that? And so, yeah, we all have that. Okay. So now I'm going to show you another trick. These with a 1/3 hole punch, you can just pop them out. There are dies, but I don't want to spend time cutting 3 of my planets here while we're crafting because, you know, waiting for them to go through the die cut machine is torture. Torture. And it takes away our crafty time. So this is a scotch quicker. I say a scotch because my hands are shaking. I gotta line it up. So. All right. And look, you could make a card with that because you have those 3 circles. So you could save that and do something, but I have too much in my save pile. So I have a lot of planets, and I really like this one that we double stamped, and it was a scotch off. I love it because, you know, planets are not always clear and perfect. So now I'm going to show you another trick. Okay, so we can go ahead and we can stamp this down. This is going to be our ring. So we can just go ahead, we can stamp that down, but this we are going to die cut first. So we'll show you a little trick because we like tricks, right? When it makes our crafting easier, we're like, oh yeah, Oh yeah, make it easier, my friends. And I don't know about you guys, but the easier it is, the more likely I'm going to do it. So, so I'm going to just put this kind of willy-nilly in the corner here because that's how we fly during the Crafty Adventure Hour. Just willy-nilly. We got little May Blossom here. Go through. And we'll cut 2 of these just in case we're preparing for a mistake, because we also do that here. Crafty Adventures, luggage gets lost, things happen. So you got to prepare for the unexpected. Yes, easy peasy lemon squeezy, Dorothy. Yes, yes. I like that. Easy peasy. Yes, we like easy peasy. I'm more likely to do it, and we want to use this beautiful stuff. We see all the amazing inspiration. Hello from South Australia. We see all the amazing inspiration, and then we get it home, and it's like, how did they do that again? So, all right. And I can't fit, well, I think I can. I can fit one more on there. So we're going to do it because otherwise I'll put it to the side to do it, and I will never do it. And this may be somebody's way of telling me there's going to be an incident and I'm going to need it. So we will just get that over with now. Okay. We are going to do at least 2 cards today. I'm hoping to squeeze in 3, but we'll see. We've done the kind of long part, sort of. Okay. So you have a couple options here. We can do the antique gold because it's a pigment ink, so you can emboss with it, or we can do the embossing ink. So I'm going to do the embossing ink. I know that was close, wasn't it? And it's always so exciting. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I look around my office like, oh, nobody saw that. But I squeezed that in there like nobody's business. I did so good and nobody was here. Okay, so hello, Sarah. Thank you for sharing. Yes, you guys, thank you. Get the sharing out there. We want you guys to share because there's the possibility of a gift card winning, which is super cool. And Mary will post that when this is all over. So we have this. So this is why I say it's easier. Now, you can also, oh, I lost my piece of paper. You can put it back into here it is with the die still. I got to take the die off or I'll lose it and put it back where it belongs. And there is a die for the planet. I just was being lazy. So if you want to, you can just leave this in here. You don't have to pop them out. Okay, so you can just lay them however goes in there. There we go. So you can just leave it in there. Put a little bit of tape on the back if that helps you line it up. I like having that darkness around my white. It really puts me right in there. Like the plane, they have those big lights guiding you in. So that's what we're doing for our card. Hello, Irma and grandkids. Wonderful. We love grandkids. And I don't know, Irma, did the grandkids see this? Did they see the shiny rainbow? Because shiny rainbow, super, super cool. So what we'll do, because we just like to craft and we like to do all the things, we will do one with the embossing ink, and we will do one without. So trying to line it up here without putting my head over the middle. So mine may be a scotch off, but at home, you can really get your noggin in there and look and all of that. So we're going to go ahead and cover your embossing, whatever your embossing ink is, cover that puppy up because, if you have adventures like I have adventures, it's important to cover that up. Okay, so this is the antique gold embossing powder that we're using. So we've got this one here. So I'm going to set this over here and hope Emery gets very excited by crafting. I definitely adopted the correct kitty when I went. She loves to help. She loves to craft. Yes, the foil, Anne. Oh, the foil. The foiling. It's, oh goodness. Yeah, I have so many wonderful things. And then you add rainbows to the mix. I mean, whew. All right, so here's my pigment ink. Oh, thank you, Dorothy. I'm glad you're having fun crafting with me. It's a wild adventure. It really is. And this is almost easier to line up because it's darker. So you can kind of see that outline where you're going. Okay. All right. And if my pad's a little too dry, I may not get the perfect embossing powder, but this is the project you really don't have to. Because this morning I thought, oh, goodness me, I'm going to have to redo that. It didn't come out. And then I looked at it and I'm like, no, that's really kind of cool. So sometimes when we go, whoops, we have some really great events. All right. And Emery is trying to make a break for it. Okay. Warm up the heat tool. While it's warming up, I will stamp this last one. We might need it for something. You never know. It's like, when you pack that extra outfit in your carry-on just because. That's kind of what this planet is here. I have a kitty that loves to help, and unfortunately, her fur and paws mess up a few things. But, when somebody's doing their best to help you, you really kind of have to accept it and be like, thank you, And that she really is. Okay. Yeah, accidents can be great art. Yes, they can. And Mary, thank you for sharing this mat that's underneath my crafter's alignment mat. I don't know how I crafted without it before I had it. It is absolutely amazing. And Altenew is awesome, and it's on sale pretty frequently. It's, they have awesome sales. All right, let's hit me with your best shot. Ha, ha, ha. Hi, Tasha. How are you? And it's getting bubbly, but that's okay. It's because I think it's too hot. I'm too close to it. But that's okay because it's in space. We're in space. And I should have grabbed my tweezers, but again, during this hour, we wing it. Okay, and okay, I stuck my nail in there, so it's going to be a little off, but that's okay. Just like me. We joke with my mom. She always says, I'm off, and we're like, we know, but we love you. Okay. Yeah, it's like my uncle. The first time my husband met my uncle, he was very nervous. And my husband said, oh, I'm dating your niece. And he said, I'm sorry. And he goes, oh, I'm dating your niece. And he goes, no, I heard you the first time. I'm just sorry. My uncle's very adorable, though. He's very cute. So the reason I did this, and you're wondering, oh, thank you, Sarah. Oh, thank you, you guys. Oh, if I could have that little hearts coming all around my head right now, I would. You guys. So you're like, okay, now Smarty Pants, what do you do? Silly girl, what did you do? However, here we go. Which is better? So I prefer the embossing ink and the gold embossing powder. And I'll tell you why. Because I can re-ink my embossing ink. So that way I know it's nice and juicy. That's a preference for me. I know some folks swear by the pigment ink antique gold and the embossing powder. So definitely try them both and see what you like. That's totally a preference thing, I think. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to do a little paper surgery. So you guys didn't know you're going on an adventure and becoming doctors today. So we're just going to cut this down here. And then we're going to come down and just cut this. So because it doesn't matter, I'll cut the other one too, yeah. But I like having it die cut. You can fussy cut this, but I like having that die. It's just wonderful. So see, and then our little planet fits. And I like to tuck it and tuck that behind there. So I like to lay it like that so it's tucked in. So totally a preference thing. So we'll get this first card made, and the second card we're going to do some ink blending and just a regular piece of cardstock. So this we will go down. I don't want to trim this down. So the first one I made this morning was, I think, 5 inches. So I'm trimming off like just this piece here. I'll trim a little bit more off this side. So we're going to make a 5 by 5 card, a nod to all of my wonderful friends that are across the pond, because I don't often, oh, now I have to decide what to cut off here. Oh, goodness. So it's 6, so I got to cut a 1/2 inch off both. I don't often make like 5-inch cards or 6-inch. I really want to. I really, really want to. Okay. So we'll go ahead and we will get our planet put down. And I think what I'm going to do is, let's see, foam tape. We're team foam tape, right? Why not? Let's foam it up. All right. So I took a ginormous piece. I think I was going to play doing the whole galaxy here. It does kind of look like a UFO. That does. And think of the scene you can create, though. Like, think of the options. You know, and I love it. New says, hey, this is the way we designed it. This was our thought. And then folks come up with cool ideas. Amazing. And I'm so grateful to all that. Share your projects on Instagram and in the Facebook group, because you guys are so inspiring. Because sometimes you get in those periods and you're like, oh goodness, what am I going to create? I think my creativity got up and went. So those days are hard. All right. So we're going to pop that up. So go ahead. Now, for the sentiment, it's basically if whatever you want to put on, if you want a birthday card, I don't know what I want for this card yet. It may just be a note card, and that's okay. I think the second you put foil on a card, like seriously, like that's it. That's all you need. Okay. So, and let's see. Yeah, I think I like it going this way. So we're going to put it down here just in case I'm saving it. There may be, we have these beautiful large fonts. So you could put something up there. So you could do it in like the gold. I just happen to have these on my desk. The gold, you could add the silver. I think I'd go with that one. I think I like that one. So and then you could put just a little sentiment from the large mega greetings, the U, or any of the mega greetings. Sometimes I mix and match the simple sentiments in there too. Like, it's whatever at the moment is speaking to you. That's the fun part of what we do, you guys. All right, so the next one, I'll get my foam tape off here. So just an idea, I don't know what I'm using this for yet, so I'm going to leave it. All right, so there. So look how cute that is. And look how great that Martian terrain with that foil really is like, that's a Friends reference for Joey. So doing my age here. And I also had another one just to show you. I said that, so on the mixed media blog, I was on there on the 13th, I think. I did silver foil on, this is the Celestial paper pack again. Look at the back of it. The back gets me. It's just so super cool. So that's how the silver will look on this as well. So just ideas to get you guys going. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to take that set out. I bought it. It's gorgeous. Now I'm taking it out and I'm ready to go. Okay, so first, what we're going to do, we're going to do our splatter stencil first, because we're going to do ink blending on top and then put one of our planets. but the ink does take time to dry. So I don't want to do the ink first, because if I do, my paper will still be wet and there will be embossing powder everywhere. Yes, and that got me. Like, I didn't know how good that would look. I've been on a, let's say, a dry mixed media kind of kick. So I know a lot of folks get nervous when you take out the sprays. I love the sprays. I love to splatter with the sprays. I will tell you, yeah, this stencil, oldie but goodie, super cool, definitely an awesome one to have in your stash. So I'm not going to use the spray today, but I just want to show you, if you want to splatter with a spray, okay, keep this away from your project. All you want, and you don't even want this over your project. Say this is your project. You want to be a couple inches back, okay? Keep this nozzle. Don't want it anywhere near your project. That's when you get, unless you want ginormous drops. If you want really, really big drops, then, you know, nozzle's okay. If you don't and you want smaller, then you want to stick with keeping your spray bottle, your nozzle, about 3 inches away from your project, and then you just tap on the nozzle. You can also put it on a stamp block, do a paintbrush, and tap the paintbrush on the stamp block. That's another way. But today we're doing dry mixed media splatters. Not really dry, because we have, you know, embossing ink here. So for this one, I am going to use the antique golds just to show you. And I've got my small blending brush, which I saved just for gold. This is my golden brush, as you can see the tips. So I have my antique gold here. I do not have a spare piece of cardstock. So I am going to just take one of these pieces out of my bin. And I'm just going to try to be cognizant of what I'm doing. LOL, add that there. All right. And just going to get some, I'm going to get up in there. Just really get my brush nice and covered with this gorgeous pigment ink. And these pigment inks last forever. There are no refills at this time, but they last. So that's the good part. Is it's not, I know there are some products that have refills, but usually those you tend to have to refill more frequently. These last forever without refills. So see, while it could be deemed messy, this kind of really, in my opinion, it's a controlled messy, you know, so it's kind of better. So we're going to go here. And what we will do, we will probably get 3 backgrounds, because we have that. We have about 20 more minutes that we get to share together. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to cover this with embossing powder, and then I will rip out the stone mosaic and just show you guys really quickly. But look at the gorgeousness. Look at that. And my workspace is not a mess. That's the beauty of it. And then, now you can leave it and just let it dry, but because we're going to ink blend over it, and I'm trying to keep this away from my ink pad, because usually I drop it all over there. I'm trying to keep my tape. I got a lot going on here. I'm trying to keep my tape back. But I really want to be able to show you guys. I didn't realize that stone mosaic, and I was like, oh, I got to show them that too. See, I could craft with you guys for like 24 hours straight. You guys are fun. You guys are so fun. I know, I wish there was a silver. Wouldn't that be, I'm a silver girl, man. I love me some silver. All right, so we're going to take one of these. And I have no idea what size these backgrounds are. They're more than likely Nina. So this one may get a little messier because, you know, we're stamping and I have to stamp off. If I get it on my workspace, that's okay. We'll clean it up later. I'm busy crafting. I don't have time to clean as I go. Yes, rose gold is super pretty too. It was a tough decision, but since I had the since I had the coordinating embossing ink and the pigment ink and the embossing powder, I went with this. So this to me really looks like splatters. So, and the good news is you have all these different choices that you can use. I'm doing a hurried one here, so mine may not cover all the angles and all that, and some may go over each other, but I would rather show you guys what it looks like than just to mention it and have you say, well, she said it could, but I don't know. So, but yeah, I think it would be much better if we went ahead and used the 3 different stamps. But this will give you guys the idea. Oh, gotta put some heft into it. But see how cool? It's just different kinds of splatters, you know? And the other thing, oh yes, a rose gold pigment ink pad. Wouldn't that be gorgeous? That would be gorgeous. This also reminds me, there's another set that Altenew has, the Tesoro tile. That looks similar to this stone mosaic. So if you like this kind of splatter look, as opposed to the actual splatter, you're like, no, I like those kind of little blobs instead of these splatter blobs. There is the, I think I'm saying that right, Tesoro, something like that. Mary will save me and she will post a link to it. So thank you, Mary, for saving the day a few times today. Mary's my hero. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so let that heat up, and then we'll emboss these 2, and then we can cut our planets while we're waiting. Okay, let me see. What if I put them in? Let's try it this way. I just want to get it through my hair nicely. I haven't tried this before. Let's see. Oh, look at that, you guys. And then you have the top line up. Okay, that one. Let me show you on this one again, because I didn't know if it was going to work. So we're going to cut the bottom. Okay. Going to come in. You want to come from underneath so you don't tear your paper. And then we're going to cut here. So we're going to leave the top bubble, but we're going to get rid of everything else. And then look. Oh, I want to use my blobby one. I love my blobby one. You can line it up perfectly with the top there. Look at that. See, we both learned something today. I love learning new things. All right, let's heat these babies. Let's get them all shiny, because we love the shine. That's what my husband used to say about me. My wife loves the shiny. And I do. I get distracted by shiny very easily. And I am proud to admit it. All right, so I should have used my dear friend Amy Hill's trick of the clothespin. However, I got too excited. Wow! Hot. I made a mess. That's why I said we make a couple extras, because I know that stone turned out pretty cool, huh? I just, thank goodness I store my sets alphabetically. I wouldn't have thought of that one as a splatter, but it really kind of is a cool take on what I'm going to call dry splatter. And this one too, like I said, that Tesoro, I always say that wrong. That tile, that's another fun. If you like the blotchy as opposed to the splats, and it's a preference. And sometimes different projects call for different ones. You know what I mean? Geological, yes. I took geology 101. It was there so many rocks. And it's funny because once you take geology, well, I've forgotten now because I won't mention the year I took it, but you know, it's been a hot minute. Yeah, for a couple of years after, I like every time we go to Acadia National Park, I'd be like, oh, that's a blah blah blah. But if you don't use it, you lose it. So I've lost a lot of it. Okay, and then we're just gonna do one little tilty action here just to make sure. But see the difference you get. I do like that mosaic stone. I think it's an interesting take on the splatter. Paintbrush, brush marks. Yeah, if you like paint stroke splatters, what's the Painted Rainbows has some wonderful chunky like paintbrush stroke. Just they're gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. So we've got our two. So I'm just going to put some alternate glue tape pen on the back of my things here, and we'll hooky those together. So we'll get those, get that. Ooh, and we got Emery hair. Yes, if you ever get a card from me, Emery always donates her fur. All right, so there's that. We got that one, and we'll do my blobby one. Oh, and paisley. Yeah, I like paisley, but I get confused as a crafter with paisley, I would say. I get overwhelmed. There's so much to color and so many different combos and everything. Which one should we turn blue? The one on the right or the one on the left? What do you guys think? Which one is going to go blue? Choo, 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 choo. Luckily, you guys can't see it. I'm dancing while I'm waiting here. Hey, paisleys in space? There's probably paisleys in space. I think that's awesome. All right, everybody's going for the right, which is the one we almost didn't do. I didn't know about it. Awesome. All right, we'll put that other splatter one up there. And I'm going to be pulling Northern Shore this time. So I'm going to pull Winter Lake and Arctic Mountain because I want it dark. Now you could just pop this down onto a piece of cardstock, you know, the navy. And you also, if you wanted to, since we're not using this one, okay, just going to show you. You can get some extra dimension because you've heat embossed. Look at that. So you can add your washi tape to that. Now, if you used a different color of embossing powder, you'd have a different effect. So just another splatter idea that is not really messy, we'll say. It's not as messy anyways. All right, we're going to use this little flyer offering me a free year of tuition if I enter a contest. And I entered because, you know, why not? All right, so we're going to start with Winter Lake, and we're just going to go over. Now, don't worry. We are going to cover up the the embossing, but we're going to wipe it off with a rag, and all will be well with the world. And we didn't really put sentiments on today, but I think we're coming into a new age where many crafters, I want to be in the group that says it's okay, you don't need a sentiment, because there have been times that I'm like, oh, this card, I want to send it to so-and-so for such an occasion. And, you know, it's got like congratulations on it. I don't know why I do congrats cards. I don't really send those. I try to do more thinking of you and hello, because really you can do anything with hello. You know, you can go any direction with it. So, yeah, but I've kind of gotten on the path of kind of leaving my sentiments until the time, until I know who it's going to, what I want to say, you know, because we all have different friends we send different cards to. So it's not always the same. All right, so I've got a decent base down here with my Winter Lake. Hey, that's a good one too. I actually just made a card with that. To be seen at a later date. I got to make one. My mother's dog. We always picture her like, "Hey, girl, hey." So we need to. I need to make a card. I've been meaning to. It's on my list of, when I make a project to make a "Hey, girl, hey," and I can because the sentiment strips has "Hey, girl." So if I did that, and then one of the alphas, so seeing that card coming up too, kind of a sneak peek. And that's the thing. Thank you, I think, as well. You can use a thank you card for a birthday. Think of it. So you put on the thank you, and then on the inside, for being so a happy birthday. And it really can go for anything. That's what I love. I love sentiments like that. I think, hey girl, hey girl, hey. So you guys, now when you see me, you'll think of that. So I'm grouped in with Lulu here. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but my mother's dog is a little out there. A little out there. All right. So I'll do just a scotch. Likely would keep going darker on this. I really want that contrast in blues. So I don't want it black, but want, the lighter, a lot of light. You don't want it totally, because, stuff isn't constant. There's light, there's in everything. So it's good to keep that in mind. All right, so now comes the moment of magic. If you can find a clean spot on your disgusting cloth. So all we're doing is we're wiping off the ink off the embossing that we did. All right, so we've got that. Now we will come in, and this is better because everybody's together. Everybody's hanging out. They're stoked to be there. So we're going to make it easier to apply the foam tape and, pull emery hair off there. All right. And then we will add over here. Okay. That's simple. And I will see what size card that is. It's in my bin. So, oh yes, we're done with the time changes until October. We're done with them. So I'm so sorry for those. Oh, this is actually an A2 panel. Why it was in my junk box, I don't know. So this one I'm going to change. I'm going to put right in the center here. So have that. And then whatever my sentiment is, I don't know yet what I'm going to use it for. And then we will trim off. And I'm going to trim a little extra. Because with these, what I like to do as well is take this, fold over the corners. Okay. I really should have centered it a little bit better to do my technique here, but I fold over the corners like you're wrapping a present. Maybe. And then I can put this over here and then fold this one over. And that way you don't have to worry about sides really coming up. And if you're worried, you can put additional, like if you are worried about it, you could take a piece of masking tape or scotch tape and just put it on there. So it's going to stay. And then get this one over. That one, see, I should have planned a little bit better. All right, and then go ahead and do this there. And if you're worried, again, just put some scotch tape back there. But once you put it on a base, you're all set. This one, so it looks really cool because not only, it's like you have a shadow of your splatter. So see how cool that is? You have like a shadow effect of your splatter. But this one I think would be a fun thing. I love to cut the big words like the hello and the thanks out of my washi. And then that way you have the positive and the negative. So you can use the positive, which is the word, which because it's positive, it comes out. So you could use that on one, and then you can use the negative space on the other. You just have to remember to save those little bits and bobs that come out when you die cut it. I'm laughing because do I do that? Not usually. So usually I'm digging in the trash for the tittle of the eye or this, you guys know. You guys know. All right. So get this. And then we did end up, I'm so stoked. We didn't put any sentiments, but I think it's a conscious choice to not put the sentiments essentially, because I just don't know. And, I think I'm going to make these to birthday cards, and I will post these in the fan group. If I do put sentiments, I can post them either way. But if I do put them, you guys will see them on there. I don't make enough birthday cards. Birthday cards are something I need to make a lot more of. All right. Yes, all been there. Hi, Barbara. Hello. All right. Yes, and we've all, sadly, yes. And now Emily likes to sit on my desk, so sometimes the pieces, she's a Maine Coon, so she's extremely floofy. Sometimes the pieces get caught in her foof. So there's the cosmic berry too. It'd be a neat take on a space. I mean, it just could be a neat take. So I'm really going to tilt that fella. So we have this fella, and we have this one here with the ink blending. Like I said, I probably would go a scotch darker with my ink blending, and I may even go in around the edges with some tin. And then we have our big card here, and then I have my other one that has fallen back all the pieces. But again, if it doesn't come out perfect, don't put it in the bin, because that's, I think, a cool take on it. So I hope you guys had a wonderful, I think folks are going with the no sentiment kind of, if I do put like I said, I can post these in the All Too Fan group so you guys can see them in case you would like to think, so you have them to look at. I don't know if I'm going to put sentiments. This one I might put at you, because that, sorry if I reach, that was, I really liked that. I like that silver with this. So we'll see how that all pans out. Well, let me come up and I will switch over so you guys can see my face before we go. There I am, surprise. Yes, see, I've got the blue. I'm kind of wearing Arctic Mountain. Do you guys do that? Do you guys see everything in alt new color? I really super do. Oh, thank you for joining me, and I'm glad that you liked the cards. Thank you so much for sharing an hour of your afternoon crafting along with me. It's always an adventure, even if I don't mean it to be. And thank you so much, Mary, for being my eye in the sky and posting everything. Everybody there taking wonderful care of all of us. Oh, thank you so much. The link is Mary. So Mary, Sarah would like to say thank you for your time and effort. So yes, Mary, you're the linky person. I love when we come up with fun names and fun stuff like that. You guys are so fun. All right, you guys, I'm already looking forward to the next time that we get to craft. I think it's the beginning of the month I'm back. So I'm already looking forward to that. Until then, keep crafting, keep sharing all of your amazing projects, and stay safe. And we'll see you really, really soon.